Hi everyone, and welcome back to Queen G's Recipes. And today I'm going to be showing you how to make an English muffin loaf. For those of you who are familiar with English muffins, they are most definitely wonderful and one of my favorite breakfasts. I love having them for breakfast, and so does my family. So I decided to make a loaf form and bring that recipe to all of you. Now, for those of you who don't know what English muffins are, they are these little breads. They almost look like a crumpet, very similar to that, and they're wonderful. They're so good, and you're going to love this recipe. And who knows, maybe in the future I will teach you guys how to make English muffins, and that will be another recipe. So we're also going to be needing our oven to be preheated at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, but not just yet, when we are ready to actually bake it. So we are going to have to proof our yeast and do all those wonderful things, which will be very easy. The recipe is very simple, and the ingredients you need are just here what you see. So what we're going to need here is some milk, and I have also added in a little bit of water. We have some bread flour, baking soda, and salt mixed in here, and here we have some active dry yeast and some sugar. Now you need to add the sugar so that the yeast can feed off of the sugar and rise nicely. So you're also going to be needing a pan. I do have a loaf pan here, just a regular sized loaf pan, which I have greased well with some margarine, and then I sprinkled some cornmeal on it, about 2 tablespoons of cornmeal. I just shook it around till the whole pan was coated after buttering it. And that's that. That's all you're going to need. And now let's move on to making our English muffin loaf. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to warm up our milk and water here. Now, I'm going to put it in my microwave for probably about 35 to 40 seconds. You don't want your milk and water temperature to be higher than 120 degrees Fahrenheit, so between 110 and 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Usually around 35 seconds in my microwave will do it, but I do understand that every microwave is different, so if you do prefer to use a thermometer and check the temperatures, that's fine, but it should be a lukewarm temperature, a little more than lukewarm. So that's it. You don't want it too hot or you don't want it too cold, because if you have it too hot, then it will kill the yeast, and if you have the temperature too cold, then it will not rise. So I'm going to place this in my microwave, and I'll meet you right back here. Okay, so I placed my milk and water mixture in the microwave for 45 seconds. It is lukewarm to the touch. It is perfect. Now, we are going to place in our yeast and sugar. And just gently give this a little stir. And we're going to allow it to proof and puff up a little bit. Once you start to notice that is happening, then you are ready to move on to making your loaf. Okay, so it's been a few minutes, and as you can see, our yeast is puffing up nicely, so it is proofing well. And now what we are going to do is add in our dry ingredients here into our bowl. And we are just going to give this a little mix to incorporate all of our dry ingredients. Okay, this looks great. Now we will add in our wet mixture here. And now we will let our machine knead this mixture just until everything is nicely mixed together. Okay, so this will only take a few minutes to form this wonderful dough here. Now, once you start to notice that the dough is no longer sticking to the sides of the pan, then your dough is ready to be removed. As you can see, it is a little bit tacky, not much, and but nothing actually sticks to my fingers. Okay, so now I'm going to place a little bit of flour on my countertop, and we are going to form our dough into a loaf, and then we're going to place it in our prepared pan, and we're going to cover it with plastic wrap and a clean lint-free towel, and we are going to allow it to rise for about 45 minutes, and then we'll be ready to bake it. Okay, so also when you are kneading your dough, you do want to keep in mind that if you feel it's necessary to scrape down the sides of your bowl, you just go ahead and do that so that the flour incorporates well and forms the perfect dough. So let's get to forming our dough. Okay, so now you want to place your pan somewhere warm. You can place it in your microwave with your microwave turned off, or just leave it on top of your stove and maybe put your oven on at a low temperature just to kind of allow the heat to allow it to slowly rise. Okay, so our loaf here has been rising for about an hour now, and it has beautifully doubled in size, as you can see. Okay, so now I'm just going to remove the plastic wrap, and you want to make sure that you already have your oven preheated to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sprinkle a couple of teaspoons of cornmeal on top just for decoration. Definitely optional. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. And then I'm going to place it in my oven probably for about 20 to 25 minutes, or when you notice it has puffed up nicely and is a nice light golden brown. Okay, so my bread baked in the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 25 minutes, and now I'm going to let it sit in the pan for about 2 minutes or so, and then I'm going to loosen it gently with a butter knife, and we will be ready to place it on a cutting board. We'll allow it to sit another 5-7 minutes, and then we'll slice it. Our English muffin loaf looks so good. It smells so good. It is still hot. I have already sliced it. It was very easy to remove from the baking pan. So we are definitely ready to go in and try a piece. So I love my English muffins with some jam. So that's how I am going to have mine. Now let's give this a try. My goodness, this is so wonderful. You must give this recipe a try. It is the texture, the flavor, all of the components of an English muffin. It is just perfection. I love it. I make it over and over again, and I hope you do too. Now, once it comes to room temperature, you want to make sure that you either wrap it in some plastic wrap or place it in a food safe bag and keep it there, and then you can retoast it, you can have it as it is, you can eat it any way you like. I promise it's wonderful. You are going to love it, and so easy to make. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give us a nice big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you will be notified every time I upload a new and delicious recipe. Share the recipe with your family and friends, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Bye, everyone.